Welcome back to the Bourbon Note, everybody. I'm Ben. I have got an unearthed, long-lost sample on the bar tonight. Let's get into it. So on the bar tonight, I've got, bam, this is a sample of Wilderness Trail Rye. This is a single barrel pick from Haskell's in Minnesota. And I said that this is a long-lost, unearthed sample. And the reason for that is I lost these samples. So these are courtesy of Hatfield Barbecue. Thank you so much, Taylor. I'm sorry it took so long to get to this review of this one. Here's the story, and bear with me for a second because I got to explain this to Taylor. So a while ago, he sent me a sample pack. I reviewed one of them, and then shortly after that, I had gone through, I had like a whole bunch of samples over here on my bar top that were kind of starting to pile up. And so I went through and I took most of the ones that had been like mostly drank and I just kind of killed them, did different things with them, shared them with friends, just to kind of downsize the amount of samples. And then I took all these boxes and packaging things that people have sent me samples in, and I put those in the closet and I saved them so I can use them to then in the future, you know, ship stuff out to people. So I always save all the packaging supplies. And in the mix of me doing that, these two samples, this one and another one that he had sent me, got mixed in with the packaging supplies. And so, like maybe a month and a half ago, I was doing a live stream and he had asked me in the chat, he said, hey, did you ever get around to those samples? And one of them is a Nulu Double Oak. That's not the one we're doing tonight, obviously. And I told him, I said, you know, I don't see it on my bar top. I can't find it. So I had actually convinced myself that I probably just drank it with a friend, you know, having a friend over, going through those samples when I was trying to get rid of so many of them, along with this rye. And then the other day I was packaging up some swag to send out to some people, and I found a little, you know, small box that was perfect for what I needed. It had a bunch of bubble wrap in it and, you know, packing supplies. So I grabbed it and I took the bubble wrap out to use it, and lo and behold, there were the samples. So thought for a little bit there I was losing my mind because I was like, man, I don't remember drinking those samples, but I know in that period of time I have had friends over and we got into the samples after already having a few whiskeys. So it wasn't out of the realm of possibilities, but anyway, I have unearthed the samples. So again, this is a single barrel pick from a store called Haskell's in Minnesota. It's, let me take a look at, I think it was 5-year, 2-month, 107 proof rye. Yep. And so whenever I'm doing a single barrel pick from a distillery, I kind of look at it as more of a reflection on the distillery itself and the kind of products, because I know that you guys can't go out and get this exact bottle unless there's some left and you live in Minnesota. So anyway, getting into Wilderness Trail here, my history with them is pretty short. I owned a bottle of the Bottled in Bond weeded bourbon, which I really liked. And then I had a sample of like maybe an 8-year or something like that, which I liked. And those were a long time ago, and I think that, to the best of my knowledge, that's the only things I've had from Wilderness Trail. So, never had a rye from them. And on the nose, this is actually great. This has got a really, really nice blend of like sweetness. It's got some of like the, people use the term like decadent sweetness, like it's got some chocolate and caramel, but it's also got a really nice like sweet tart sort of sweetness. It's kind of a little bit fruity, and there's a little light bit of mint on it. I've had some ryes lately that are really, I don't know if maybe I'm getting better at picking apart ryes, but the ones I've been having lately have had a lot more to offer. Just in the depth of like different flavor notes coming through. And this one is no exception. Let's get into the palate. Cheers. Oh yeah, that's excellent. Everything on the palate or on the nose transferred over to the palate. That at 107 proof, I think is perfect for it. Like it's got a punch to it, but it's not overwhelming. It complements the flavors really nicely. It's just got a balance of just that kind of upfront bite, that kind of tart, sweet tart candy note really shows up on the front of the palate. The mid palate, at least again on this first sip, this is my first time ever having this. The mid palate kind of showcased some of those sweeter notes, And then there's a wave of heat on the back end that's a really nice barrel and black pepper spice. This thing is just fantastic. To the best of my knowledge, Wilderness Trail does their own distillate too. And so I think at 5 years, 2 months or whatever I said, 5 years and some change, this is outstanding, and I would assume it's their own distillate. A little more vanilla coming through on the nose now. Oh yeah, like a vanilla bean. And it's just got like a really nice, the sweetness quality of it that leans more to like those caramels and chocolate, and now the vanilla coming through is really kind of leaning into like a baked goods kind of sweetness. But then it does have that nice tart candy sweetness along with it. So yeah, let's get into it and pick this one apart a little bit more. So I am officially a fan, if I wasn't before, of Wilderness Trail. This is a great rye whiskey. This thing it's so nicely layered where everything is just perfectly balanced. And it's like each flavor, it's got like different flavors that, you know, maybe you wouldn't think would go together. Like it's got the baked goods, you know, quality to it that I talked about. It's got that sweet tart candy note to it. A little more mint showing up on the palate on those next couple of sips that I had. And then just a really nice rye spice and black pepper spice and barrel char to round it out. And at 5 years, 2 months, that has a ton of flavor. That's absolutely, you know, not underaged at all. As a matter of fact, I would almost think that this is kind of perfectly aged, because it does give you a nice barrel influence in that oak spice, but it doesn't overwhelm the other flavors. This thing just is so well balanced. And it's kind of one of those ones that just the sip is a bit of a roller coaster, because you've got, you know, certain flavors up front, you got them on the mid palate, and then they change on the finish. And those kind of whiskeys are always fun, when just within one sip, it's a bit of a roller coaster. And this just does that really, really well. So let's get into the final sip here. Yeah, that has everything I like about rye whiskey. That just checks all the boxes. Getting even more of that mint on the finish, which is kind of complementing that barrel spice and that black pepper spice. It's kind of leaving like I don't know, just like a nice spicy but cooling sort of feeling, like you just had some sort of a mint product. But yeah, this is great. I will 100% be exploring more Wilderness Trail products. I would buy this. I don't know what the price is, but I know Wilderness Trail is pretty reasonable. I know they probably do have some expensive products that get a little more well-aged. I don't know what their single barrels are. I don't have that information offhand. But, you know, I would definitely, if this is in the $50, $60 range, 100% recommend. Even above that, I would say that this easily competes with whiskeys that are more expensive than that. I know I've actually was meaning to for the longest time, and I kind of slipped my mind. Rare Barrel, another Minnesota whiskey channel, they did a pick with 7-8 liquors, and they had a Wilderness Trail rye that I wanted to go get my hands on, and I just haven't made it down to that area in a long time. And this was a while ago, so it may be sold out now at this point. I don't know. But the reason I'm bringing that up is because if that's still available, I was meaning to go get one of those anyway. I'm definitely going to make it a priority to try to, you know, track down one of these single barrel ryes and maybe even try their regular, you know, shelfer rye. But if this is any reflection on what their rye products are like, because this is excellent. Like I said, this checks every box for me, has the perfect balance of the sweetness and the spice, the different layers of sweetness, and again, that mint on the finish. I'm absolutely loving this. So let me know if you guys have had any experience with either just a regular shelfer rye I would love to know about, or any of the single barrel products from these guys, because yeah, Wilderness Trail, very, very impressed. And thank you very, very much, Taylor, for the sample. Again, I'm sorry that it took me so long to get to it, but now I'm happy that I got to actually try this and do a proper review of it. So this has been Wilderness Trail Single Barrel Rye on the Bourbon Note. I'm Ben. Please like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already. We'll see you in the next one.